Well, Apple coming out with some blockbuster results for the first day of sales, saying that the first day alone saw 300,000 iPads sold. Now, here with his reaction to the first weekend is one of the most accurate analysts on Apple stock. He is Yair Reiner, an analyst at Oppenheimer. Yair, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
This 300,000 number, what do you make of it?
It's more or less what I predicted. I thought that it would run out by the time it hit 300. So they'd had some production issues going into the first day, and it sounds like they actually worked those out before launch.
And at what point will you say that this is a success? I mean, you mentioned before it has to get to 1 million, right? In a certain amount of time, then you'll know it's successful?
I think it'll take time, because I think what you're looking at here is really a brand new category. And I think a lot of people, even online on Saturday morning, weren't sure what they were in line for. They knew some of the applications that can get there, like surfing the web, the iPod, but I think the whole newness of it, the fact that we'll have applications over time, means that right now people still don't know what they're getting, and we'll have to wait and see. This reminds me a little bit of the iPod Touch. When it came out, people thought it was an iPod with a video screen. It took actually quarters. People actually realized this is a gaming machine, it's an interactive email device, and I think the same thing will be true here.
Is there any danger that because you can't watch a movie on this thing, people are going to be disappointed? You can read a book, but there's certain things you can't do on it.
There's actually a lot you can do. You can open up your Netflix. There's a Netflix application that you can download right now, and there's a lot of movies that you can actually download and view with the one click of a button. There's also still a lot of movies you can get through the iPod and the iTunes platform. Now, it's true that not every movie is available, and that will take time, but even from day one, there is stuff you can get.
Now, you have a price target of $265 on Apple. Is this what is going to drive it to that price point, or no?
Well, actually, if you look at estimates right now on the street, iPad actually has very little contribution, whether you're looking at my estimates or other analysts. I think that if the iPad winds up being a significant product and does wind up being the third leg of the PC revolution, as I think it will be, I think that's all upside.
Yeah, what are the iPhone and the iPod now are over 50% of sales, and of course a few years ago they didn't even exist. So you're talking about creating a whole new revenue stream. I mean, if it goes well, is what it boils down to, right?
I think the key insight here, from the point of view of Apple, is that you've had now for a good decade the PC growing as a domestic device for consuming media, for watching the internet, for watching videos. And you're doing all that on a tool that was originally designed as an office productivity tool. There's been a fundamental mismatch between having fun at home and using this tool. I think that what Apple thinks is if you make a device where form meets function, you have a brand new category.
And looking at Apple stock for a second, PE 23 times, which a lot of people would say is cheap, and you have a higher price target on it. Talk to us about the valuation on it.
Well, it's important to remember there's $40 of cash per share in the stock. If you back that out, you actually get something in the high teens, which isn't that much more than you would pay for any stock in the S&P. So there really isn't much of a multiple on Apple, and I think that if the iPad does wind up being a formidable category, I think Apple could go back to getting a premium multiple like it's gotten in the past.
Okay, but for now, it could be a good value play. Okay, Yair, great for you to stop by. Thank you so much, Yair Reiner of Oppenheimer, talking about Apple and the iPad.